Luca Morrti had exactly 3 rules as a bodyguard. Stay professional, stay alert, do not, under any circumstances, fall for the client. Unfortunately, Rule 3 began unraveling the moment he met Amelia Hart. Amelia, famous romance novelist, chronic oversharer, and certified chaos magnet, burst into the lobby of her New York publishing house 10 minutes late and carrying 3 coffees she immediately dropped. Oh no, this is symbolic," she groaned as lids popped off and coffee streamed across marble. Luca stepped forward smoothly, guiding her out of the splash zone. "Miss Hart?" She looked up at him, tall, sharp suit, discreet earpiece, expression carved from stone. "You're very symmetrical," she blurted. He blinked. "I'm your new security detail." "Of course you are. My last one quit because I talk during movies." "You talk during surveillance briefings too," Luca said calmly. Her eyes widened. "This is going to be fun." "It will be safe," he corrected. Amelia had recently received a string of dramatic but harmless anonymous letters, someone claiming to be her destined hero. Her publisher insisted on protection during her book tour. Luca expected screaming fans and tedious hotel corridors. He did not expect Amelia insisting on naming his muscles. "That one," she said in the car one afternoon, pointing subtly at his arm, "is definitely a Theodore."
"My bicep is not named Theodore. It looks dependable." He exhaled slowly. "Please stop evaluating my anatomy. I'm a writer. Observing is my love language. Let's keep this relationship strictly professional." She tilted her head. "Did you just call this a relationship?" He gripped the steering wheel tighter. "You know what I meant." "Oh, I do," she said, smiling. Their banter became routine. At a bookstore signing in Boston, Amelia leaned close and whispered, "The guy in the red scarf has been staring." Luca subtly adjusted his stance. "Already clocked him." "You did?" "Yes. He's cute, intense, possibly brooding. He's holding your book upside down." She squinted. "Oh, that's less romantic. Not everything is a meet cute. You're just saying that because you've never had one." His jaw tightened. "I don't mix work and feelings." She smiled softly. "You say that like feelings are contagious." "They are." One rainy evening in Chicago, the power went out at her hotel due to a citywide blackout. Emergency lights flickered. Thunder shook the windows. Amelia hated thunder. Luca found her sitting on the floor of her suite hallway, hugging her knees. "Miss Hart?" "It's the lightning," she admitted. "It's so dramatic. Nature needs to calm down." He crouched beside her. "It's just a storm." "That's easy for you to say. You look like you fight storms recreationally." He almost smiled. Almost. Another crack of thunder made her flinch closer. Very close. His voice softened. "You're safe." "With you?" "Yes." She searched his face in the dim light. "You're very different off-duty." "I'm not off-duty." "No," she whispered, "but you're not hiding either." There was a long pause. "You make my job difficult," he said quietly. "How?" "You distract me." Her breath caught. "That sounds dangerously like a confession." "It's an observation." She stood slowly, stepping closer. "Luca." He shouldn't. He absolutely shouldn't. Thunder boomed again. She jumped and collided directly into his chest. He steadied her, hands at her waist. Silence. Then, "This is the part in my books where the bodyguard kisses the writer," she murmured. "I don't read your books." "You don't have to." He gave up. He kissed her. It was not dramatic. No swelling orchestra, no lightning strike. Just warm, steady, certain. When they pulled apart, she looked stunned. "Well," he echoed, "you're better than fiction." The anonymous letters turned out to be from an overly enthusiastic fan with poor boundaries, but zero actual threat. Once the investigation wrapped, Luca's contract was technically over. They stood outside her brownstone in Brooklyn on his final night. "So," Amelia said, trying for casual and failing, "this is where the bodyguard leaves dramatically." "Yes." "And the heroine watches him walk away in tasteful anguish." "That would be appropriate." She nodded. "Okay." He didn't move. She didn't move. After a full minute, she sighed. "You're terrible at dramatic exits. I'm reconsidering." Her heart thudded. "Reconsidering what?" "My rules." She stepped closer. "That dangerous third one?" "Yes." "And?" He took her hand, firm, steady, intentional. "I'd like to renegotiate my contract." A slow smile spread across her face. "Terms?" "Dinner, tomorrow, no security briefings." "And after that?" "We see where it goes." She pretended to think. "I suppose I can allow that." He raised an eyebrow. "Allow?" "Yes, I am the client after all." He pulled her gently into his arms. "Not anymore." She grinned up at him. "Good, because I'm retiring from hiring bodyguards." "And why is that?" "Because I've decided to keep this one." This time when they kissed her, there was no storm, no danger, no rules. Just laughter spilling between them on a quiet Brooklyn street, and the beginning of a love story neither of them saw coming. His POV. I've worked private security for 12 years. I've protected CEOs, diplomats, one aging rock star with a llama-phobia. I do not get flustered. Then I met Amelia Hart, and she dropped 3 coffees at my feet. "Is this a test?" she asked the universe as lids burst open and caffeine spread across the marble lobby floor, because I studied for a different one. I stepped forward automatically, guiding her back before the spill reached her shoes. "Miss Hart?" She looked up at me like I'd materialized from thin air, brown eyes, windblown hair, ink stain on her thumb. "You're extremely symmetrical," she said. That was the first thing she ever said to me. "I'm Luca Morrti, your security detail." "Oh, good," she replied. "My last one quit because I narrate my own life." I believed that immediately. I was hired because someone had been sending her dramatic letters. Nothing overtly violent, just unsettling enough to make her publisher nervous. My job, keep her safe during her book tour. Simple. Except Amelia didn't behave like someone who needed protection. She waved at strangers. She wandered off to pet dogs mid-sidewalk. She bought street pretzels without checking surroundings. And she talked. Constantly. "Do you ever blink?" she asked during our first car ride. "Yes." "I haven't seen it." "That doesn't mean it hasn't happened." She studied me thoughtfully. "You're very intense." "It's my job." She smiled. "You look like you tackle a villain in slow motion." "I would not do it in slow motion." "You could, cinematically." I focused on the road. Rule number 3, do not get personally involved. By day 2, I was already in trouble. At a bookstore signing in Boston, she leaned toward me while pretending to sign a copy. "Red scarf, 6 o'clock, he's staring." I had noticed him 8 minutes earlier. "He's holding your book upside down," I murmured. She glanced discreetly. "Oh, that ruins the fantasy." "Not everything is romantic." She gave me that look again, the one like she was taking notes in her head. "You've never had a meet cute, have you?" "I don't mix work and feelings." She grinned. "Feelings aren't contagious, Luca." I didn't answer. "They are." She started naming my muscles. "That one's a Theodore," she said one afternoon in Chicago, gesturing toward my arm. My arm does not have a name.
It looks dependable. I am not discussing this. She leaned back in the seat, satisfied. You're adorable when you're stern. Adorable. No one had ever called me that. I checked the rearview mirror to avoid looking at her smile. The blackout happened on our third week. The storm rolled over Chicago fast, lightning splitting the sky, thunder rattling the hotel windows, the power cut without warning. I checked the hallway. Clear. Then I heard it. Soft movement near the suite entrance. She was sitting on the floor. Miss Hart? She looked up, embarrassed. Hi. I was not hiding from thunder. Another crack of lightning made her flinch. I crouched beside her. It's just weather. It's aggressive weather, she corrected. Nature needs to tone it down. Despite myself, I almost smiled. She looked small in the dim emergency lights. Not the best-selling author, not the whirlwind personality. Just Amelia. You're safe, I told her. With you? Yes. She held my gaze longer than usual. You're different right now. I'm not. You are. You're not hiding behind your job. That hit harder than the thunder. She moved closer when another boom shook the building. Instinctively, I studied her. My hands found her waist. Bad idea. Her voice dropped. This is the part where the bodyguard kisses the girl. I should have stepped back. Instead, I said, I don't read your books. You don't need to. And then she collided into me as lightning flashed, and I made the worst professional decision of my life. I kissed her. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't reckless. It was inevitable. She melted against me like she'd been waiting for it. When we pulled apart, she blinked. Well, I exhaled. Well, you're better than fiction. That might have been the moment I stopped pretending I could walk away. The letters turned out to be harmless. A misguided fan who wanted attention, not harm. Once the situation was resolved, my contract officially ended. I walked her to her brownstone in Brooklyn on my last night. This is where I leave, I told myself. Professional. Clean break. She folded her arms. So this is the dramatic goodbye. Yes. You'll walk away stoically. That would be appropriate. Neither of us moved. A full minute passed. She sighed. You're very bad at exits. I was. Because I didn't want one. I'm reconsidering, I said. Her eyes widened slightly. Reconsidering what? My rules. She stepped closer. The dangerous third one? Yes. Silence stretched between us, but not uncomfortable. Just full. I'd like to renegotiate my contract, I said. Her lips twitched. Terms? Dinner. Tomorrow. No surveillance routes. No briefings. And after that, I took her hand. It fit perfectly. Steady. Certain. She smiled in that radiant, unstoppable way that had dismantled every defense I built. I suppose I can allow that. I pulled her closer. You're not my client anymore. Good, she said softly, because I'm keeping you. For the first time in 12 years, I broke every rule I'd ever made. And I've never felt safer. Happy ending? Yes. I married her a year later. And I still don't read her books. But I do know how our story ends.